find your different creative outlets intersect in your creation process. So, my different creative outlets absolutely inform each other. It feels like the process is less about what the creative piece is or what I'm doing creatively, as far as am I digitally painting, am I acrylically painting, am I carving, and more about the mood I'm in as I'm working. So there's a broader space, a broader mood, let's say, or a broader feeling that informs my work. Sometimes, or currently, it's something like, how do we promote reconciliation, equity, justice around the Indian Act, around residential school, and that is reflected in all of the work I'm doing. And I'm also trying to balance that out with things that are lighter, that don't have as much heavy depth of feeling to them. The carving process helps balance me out a little bit because it's slower often. But yeah, I find I'm more informed by emotional state than by the medium I'm working in. Whatever the emotional state is, that's reflected in the artwork, versus the medium I'm working in reflects the particulars of what I'm feeling or thinking about. All of my work reflects basically my emotional state in the moment. What are ways you've explored reconciliation through creativity in the past? I think I've always been exploring the idea of reconciliation, mostly because I believe the creative process is a dialogue, or the opportunity to have conversations around things. So all the work that gets done has an opportunity to promote reconciliation. Some of it is not obviously specific to it. So I feel like there's places where the field of the creative process promotes the idea of reconciliation more. And a lot of my work has been around, how do I create beauty? How do I promote kindness, curiosity, conversations about diversity within the work, which I believe is a path to reconciliation as well. I believe we have to have the hard conversations, but we also have to have the conversations around how do we connect and how do we move forward. How did I first connect with Sunny Atsu? Well, I did not have a mentor, and I didn't have an idea of who my mentor would be. I thought the idea of a mentor who was successful, who had created a positive life for themselves through art, was kind of my main focus. Nazanin was looking for a mentor whose ethnic background was from a broad spectrum First Nations. And I'm really glad that she did, because I'm finding the work I'm doing currently with Sunny is work that it's helpful for me to know that this person on the other end of the mentorship, the mentor, has a knowledge, a working knowledge, a living knowledge of what it is like to be First Nations, and to vocalize or to speak some of their truth through art. I didn't consider that would be that important, but as I've been engaging with Sunny, I've been finding it very, very important, and I'm really thankful that I have the opportunity to work with him, and that I don't have to explain some of the things that I'm doing from a perspective of being a First Nations man in Canada.
This experience has been rewarding for me, other than like in classroom settings with, various high schools. I've never really been like a one-on-one mentor. So this has been, it's been exciting for me to be able to walk along with Damian on his path of being an artist. I don't really see myself as someone who is above, or I don't see Damian as someone below. I just see us on the same level. And I think what's interesting about Damian's work and his thoughts and what he's looking at through the work that he wants to make and the conversations that he's having, is that I was having those same thoughts 10, 15 years ago, and I was working through them slowly, and seeing how my work has evolved over those 10 to 15 years, and seeing someone like Damian come along and want to have those same conversations that are still relevant today, is interesting and important, because we always assume that through the span of time we progress as a society, but we're looking now about what's been going on in this dumpster fire of a year called 2020. But a lot of the things that he's talking about in terms of the residential schools and talking to his father and exploring the language of the Indian Act and Canada's history towards Indigenous peoples, is really relevant right now. And I just see it as fundamentally important to engage with him on these levels and to help, give him a bit of a push, and to, like I said, to walk alongside of him on his path of being an artist, and, work through his ideas, give him some new insight and perspective. And it's really encouraging for me to hear that I've helped you grow as an artist and think outside your prescribed box of what you've been doing on your own for this long, and to see you branch out and attack these new mediums and these new technologies and just go with it has been truly inspiring for me as an artist as well.
What does practicing and creating culture mean to me? I don't know. I think it's kind of a natural process. I think it just extends from what you do in your regular life and who the people are around you and how much importance you give to it. So we each have a different version of culture that is quite specific to us and is related to the world around us and the people around us.